Sentiance is an intelligence-driven data science and behavior change company. They turn data into contextual insights and empower insurers to create personalized engagement services and products. Today, they will share with us how to build an impactful future by creating safer roads, encouraging healthier lifestyles, contributing to sustainability, and building community awareness. Please welcome to the stage, Sentiance.
Hello everybody, good afternoon. Good to be back at DIA. I think that counts for everybody. As you see, we have 4 chairs here, so I'm just going to take a little of your time to introduce you to Sentiance, if you don't know Sentiance yet, because we have 3 great clients of us who are going to debate with us and eventually also with you about what the role is for insurers in the future to create an impactful future. So we think that insurers have to play an important role in what keeps us awake today. And what keeps us awake today is still the lingering pandemic, it's the geopolitical situation, it's the cost of living which goes with that, and of course the questions around the climate change. And as insurers, we believe that you should all play a critical role there to influence behavior of people to deal with that. And I need to push a button here. So, but first, a couple of words on Sentiance. So, what I cannot say it better than Reggie has said it. So, we're a data science company, behavioral change company. We turn motion into insights. So that means that our clients have a piece of software in their mobile application. We collect data. Out of the data, we get insights, and those insights then allow you to create engagement programs on all kinds of levels. We're a little bit all over the world. We have clients at the West Coast in the US and to Japan, mostly insurance companies, banks, or mobility-related companies. Our platform is, we are a platform as a service provider. Our platform provides 3 layers. First, the data layer, where we use the mobile sensor data, which can be enriched with hardware data, connected car data. We heard about that before. Weather data, traffic and street view data. Then we have the levels of deep consumer insights, also in 3 buckets. Driving insights, and I think you've heard enough telematics companies already today, but also mobility insights and lifestyle insights, which allows you really to create your unique use case. We recently built on top of that what we call the engagement platform. And the engagement platforms allows you to use those insights to optimize the engagement with your clients through coaching, for changing behavior around sustainability, increasing the lifetime value. And impact is a word that we heard also a lot. Thank you, Ollie, for sharing that a couple of times. If we want to have a contribution, we need to create impact. And our clients create impact primarily on 3 levels: around safety, around sustainability, and around hyper-personalization. And to follow up on the previous presentation, consumer behavior has been changing dramatically, much faster than we ever could have anticipated. And therefore, it's also important for an insurer to understand and to be innovative so that they can anticipate on those trends. And if you want to anticipate on those trends, you really need to understand your consumer. You need to understand them like Google understands them, like Facebook understands them, but you just don't have that data. And that's exactly what Sentiance can provide you, the same level of insights, so that you can anticipate on new trends, that you can talk to your customer as he is thinking in real time. And of course, understanding that today, mobile is kind of the trusted hub for all transactions. So this is really where an insurer should start to innovate, to capture that behavior, and being able to anticipate on what's going to come. so that he can contribute to really the problems where people are awake of. So, and that's what we want to do a debate today around, is to say, what are the pillars and where could an insurer contribute to create a more sustainable and a more impactful future. We have 3 clients of us, and Bert, who is going to debate on that. As a little assist, we think that from Sentiance side point of view, user centricity is important. The prevention part is important. Motivating people to contribute to sustainability, and of course, find the right balance so that there's a win-win relationship with your clients. So that's my little intro. I'm very happy that we have 3 clients of us who want to discuss that with you. Bert, who is our VP EMEA, is going to lead the discussion. We have Jeroen from Unive. He's playing a home game here. Yeah. We have Freddie from Cover. He came from the UK. Thank you for that. And we have Balazs, who is coming from Dubai and from the company BIMA.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. Yeah, indeed, we have gathered today quite a panel, a good mix, I would say, of traditional insurer, also insurtechs, companies that existed for hundreds of years and that are pretty recent. So I'm really looking forward to having a good debate on this. So maybe first we can do a quick round of introduction. Maybe you can start, Jeroen, about you and your company.
Yeah, my name is Jeroen van Aken. I'm a senior business analyst for Unive. My main focus is on the Unive app. It's a big part of our new proposition. Unive is a large cooperative insurance company in the Netherlands. We go way back, more than 200 years. In 1794, we were founded. Well, a predecessor of us. It was a group of farmers getting together and helping each other. If one of the farms went up in flames or something, it had an enormous impact. And helping each other like that and paying for damage was a big improvement on their lives. And we try to keep that community sense in our current day and time with our 1.6 million members of our cooperation.
Great. Freddie, I think your story is pretty different from that one.
There's no farms. Yeah, my name is Freddie McNamara. I'm the CEO of Cover. Our mission is to get everyone affordable access to a car. And we've built a mobile app that allows you to buy on-demand insurance by the hour to borrow a car in the UK, and subscription insurance, so monthly rolling subscription insurance that for your own car that gets cheaper if you're a better driver. You can see where this is going. We've got to about 750,000 customers over the last few years. We've got about a team of 120 based in London, and we're excited to sort of take over the market.
Great, thank you. Over to Balazs, the Middle East, I would say.
Thanks, Bert. My name is Balazs Horvat. I am the Chief of Staff at BIMA Insurance and Head of Strategy. We are probably the most recent company and definitely no history in farming. We were started, it would have been also quite difficult in Dubai.
Indeed.
We were started in 2019. We were funded by one of the largest sovereign wealth funds, Investment Corporation of Dubai. We have a very bold, ambitious mission, which is making insurance lovable, making insurance more convenient, more hassle-free, and much more personalized. We have our proposition, our value proposition, based on 3 pillars. One is we would like to offer a much more personalized product and a much more personalized pricing. So if you are driving more safely, if you are driving less, you should also pay less. The second, we want to trust our users, and we want to give them incentives, and we want to give them the right technology and the right tools to also share data with us. As we heard also from Bert and from Oli, 2/3 of the customers have no issues to share data if it comes to health insurance, if they are properly incentivized. And the third leg is we want to provide a seamless, frictionless experience. Our business model is very simple. We are looking for underwriters, insurance companies, at least one in each country, with whom we essentially partner. They are providing us the license, or we are acting as the intermediary, and we are providing them managed operations. So we are bringing on all the digital skills and capabilities. We are providing them the technology and the brand, and we are providing them the operation support.
Okay, I think you already jumped the gun a little bit, but maybe I can pass the question on to you. I think we heard it many times here already, also in the opening statement of the DIA organization, that data should lead to new insights, should lead to new propositions in the end. So maybe, Jeroen, can you elaborate a bit on that, what you have put in the market with Unive and what you're launching?
Yeah, definitely. The last year we created a new product called Save on the Road. It's an integral part of our normal car insurance policy. And for users it means providing insights in their driving behavior. And as, like I said, the community-centric approach of Unive means, we want to make our community safer, make the roads safer, and that's the primary goal of this proposition. But also, it's an incentive to drive safer because you get a discount on your car premium if you do make a good score. And for us, it also means lowering our claim loads, lowering the amount of claims, and attracting new customers to this proposition.
Yeah, so for you, the proposition is all about safety, safer roads.
Right.
For you, Freddie, it's more around fairness, I suppose, or what's your angle here? And what are you doing with the data that you collect?
Yeah, we're very focused on giving our customers a fair proposition. But we've been focusing for the last sort of 5 or 6 years since we launched on building tools for our customers to actually have a flexible approach to their insurance. And that means only driving for an hour if you only need an hour of car insurance. So you sort of on the full sort of usage-based insurance side there. And then pay how you drive with our rolling monthly subscription with smart pricing is your opportunity to flex the cost of your insurance on your own car, and giving that flexibility and that fairness back to our customers is sort of a very, very important sort of value point in the value proposition.
Okay, great. For you, Balázs, you want to add something to that?
Just maybe very shortly.
Sure,
we have very much a similar approach to car insurance. So we started out as a mileage-based provider. The less you drive, the more cashback you get at the end of the policy. And then when we started working with Sentiance last year, we complemented that value proposition with a pay how you drive concept. But we believe that it goes way beyond just car insurance. So, for example, in health, in medical insurance, there is a lot of evidence that if you are pursuing an active lifestyle, if you have certain physical activities, if you have certain regular sleep patterns, if you go to certain places, which we can well understand from Sentiance, that are gyms or related to some sort of healthy lifestyle, those customers usually have a lower claim ratio, they have lower loss ratio. So we believe that we can essentially expand that usage-based concept to other product lines beyond motor.
Okay, great. So all have apps actually in the market. So these days, I mean, if you look at your phone, you're probably going to see that you have like 80 to 100 apps on your phone, everybody here in the room. Probably you'll be using maybe 30 out of that, if. So how can you actually engage customers to use your app and also keep them engaged throughout the whole journey actually? So maybe Jeroen?
Yeah, it's a big challenge for us. One of the major decisions that we made is that we placed this proposition in the existing Unive app, in which you can do all kinds of self-service functionality, like a new policy or put in a claim. And that makes the engagement for the whole app a lot more active. often do you check your insurance app? Well, maybe once a year, if that. We hope that customers keep returning to the app. And now that you also have feedback on your driving scores and get messages, you're doing well or you're doing better right now after this last trip.
So kind of nudging, you mean? Or?
Yeah, and it also means that people get to know this app and self-service levels. We hope that they go up and make the easier tasks, let clients do them online.
Okay, great. Freddie?
So
very important for you, I suppose, as having like the app as your critical piece of your business.
Yeah, so we don't believe in engagement for the sake of engagement. Irritating your customers is just going to
it's not going to work.
It's going to make them react quite negatively. So you've got to really earn that right to have that customer come back, and that's by providing them a piece of value. For example, like you go back to Google Maps quite a lot because you constantly need the value that Google Maps provides you. And so over the last few years, we've added in more sort of features into the application that will help you out on your your sort of life cycle of your car. So we now do sort of tax reminders, MOT reminders, helpful context and information, as well as, of course, the stuff from Sentiance. You can go and check your score, and we'll update you when that score has changed, but only in the context that you can then go and buy a policy that might be cheaper, rather than just saying, look, this has happened. That's sort of the type of notification that you should try to want to avoid, actually.
Okay, good.
No, I fully agree. I think we need to go way beyond the traditional approach, which says that apps are for two things, data collection and push notifications. I think ultimately it's not an acquisitive tool. You're not going to sell more policies just because you have a great app. I think the objective or the main purpose of the app is essentially build your own ecosystem, try to keep the customer within your own platform, within your own ecosystem, for which obviously you need to provide value-added services. So our mission is to keep all the cashback that you earn as a safe driver or as a healthy person within that ecosystem. So you could get your cashback on your wallet, on your digital wallet, which is obviously integrated into the application. Obviously, when you are, giving us data, that's also very important. But also even more important that once you are renewing your insurances, your policies, you shouldn't need to go back to desktop. You should be able to do it from your app with ideally one click, with your credit card tokenized, so very similar to an Amazon-like experience. I can essentially buy everything also from my phone. Should be the same with my insurance. I should be able to renew my car insurance, my health insurance, or I should be able to add the travel insurance if I am about to leave the border of the country.
Okay. I think Ton, in his presentation, talked a lot about hyper-personalization. You need to keep the users engaged. You need to know a lot about the customers. So what are you doing on that in that front, on that sense, Jeroen?
Because we have an app for all kinds of self-service. We know a lot about the customer, what kind of products he has. So we hope also with the feedback we give on his driving behavior, we make it very personal and make it relevant for them. And that's one of the reasons, hopefully, that they will return to look at it. Yeah.
Okay, Freddie?
I mean, the march of insurance over the last few decades has been towards more and more segmentation, more and more personalization. In the UK, on the motor insurance space, it's been about getting down to the tiniest postcode to understand that customer, and we're kind of just taking that process a step forwards and just really understanding people on an individual basis.
And which segment are you actually catering for? Is that your Avenue one is good for you, or do you? go for the youth segment? Or?
We're sort of more focused on people between the age of sort of 25 and 35 who might be paying quite a lot for their insurance. They might be in an urban environment. They might want to give up their car completely and start borrowing other people's cars. We're looking at that sort of that edge case, that person who might say, actually, you know what, I'm gonna shift.
Okay. In the Middle East situation, maybe different?
It's a bit different, yeah. We are also not necessarily, with our product, we are not targeting the 100% of the market, but maybe a good 50%. The reason for that is that there are indeed ignored segments, the youth who maybe would have a very high premium, but they can actually demonstrate that they are driving quite safely. Obviously, women is a big topic in the GCC who don't necessarily have decades of driving experience, let's just put it that way. But also, I mean, if you are driving a lot, you might not be eligible for a mileage-based cashback, but you can still be a very safe driver. So with that kind of personalized data, we can really make sure that those people also pay a fair price for the insurance.
Yeah. Maybe just to quickly come back to you, Jeroen, the segment of the market that you're playing at, is that everyone, or because you also have a youth brand, Secure?
I think it's the same in every country. Young drivers with not a lot of experience have high premiums. Well, they might be very safe drivers, so we try to engage them and get them to prove themselves with their driving behavior and get up to 10% discount. So.
Okay, great. So you all have apps in the market, which is already quite a big achievement. We know how hard it can be to get something live and running without any issues. So what kind of developments have you planned going forward? Because I mean, you're going live, you have everything ready. What is next on the horizon for you? Yeah,
we went live in March, a bit of a low-key go live. After the holidays in September, we have a large campaign, the Go Back to School campaign for Unive, and of course very relevant for road safety, all the children on bikes, and that's what we want to do. And an important part is also attracting new customers, and they can try out this proposition without being a member, without having a car insurance. They can try it for 4 weeks, see if they like it, if they like the feeling of being tracked, and not everyone might
so try
like
before
it.
You buy,
so it's not for anyone. Yeah, we have a try before you buy period as well.
Okay, Freddie? Any developments? I suppose there should be a lot coming now.
For us, it's about just continuing to scale into the market and really establish ourselves as the best place to own, manage, and ultimately share your car, and just getting better and better at doing all of those.
Any plans to expand to the continent or anywhere else with your model? Or is that
UK market's a very large market.
Yeah. Okay, good. Still have some room to grow there then. For you, Balázs?
We are definitely also in the scaling phase in UAE, but for us it's equally important because obviously we are talking about a 10 million country. We are already present in 3 other countries in GCC, but we also would like to take this approach, the usage-based and the behavioral approach to other emerging markets, mostly in Africa and in APAC, and obviously while we are expanding commercially, we also are fine-tuning our risk model to make sure that we are capturing every single gain that we are getting through data and giving back part of it to the consumers.
Yeah. Now, with the arrival of the electric vehicle, you see them popping up everywhere, especially here in the Netherlands. All the cabs are actually electric, or a lot of them. So, with that coming on board, actually, do you see changes or challenges for your model with all the connected vehicle data that's actually available or will become maybe available in the future?
Yeah, there might be a bit more competition on these kinds of propositions. I think the proposition we have, it's part of a bigger plan to make a bit of a community inside of our app, and Safe on the Road is one of the things to attract these customers, but we have a lot of other initiatives to keep them engaged. But that's a big challenge.
Yeah. For you guys, same or?
I think the connected, so electric cars pose their own insurance challenges. It's very difficult to get parts for some electric cars, and so you can have a customer in a rental car for months on end. Terrible. But beyond that, the sort of the data you can get from the connected car is kind of linked to the car, and we're all about putting multiple people in the same car. We really want that information linked to the individual. We don't care about how the car drives, we care about how the individual drives, and we're going to underwrite their risk. And so while it will be a useful data point and we'll be able to add more of a rich customer experience in the app, it's very important to have this sort of multimodal approach.
Yeah.
It certainly presents some sort of competition. Obviously, whoever owns the data will have an upper hand with the discussions with the insurers. But I also believe that our proposition is not just on data. I think providing a superior customer experience through mobile, through desktop, all the online interfaces clearly can differentiate you as a partner with the insurance companies, and obviously also having the insurance know-how also helps. So I think data is important, but it's not gonna just tilt the competition. I think there are other pieces that are important to make it a successful digital transformation.
Okay, maybe last question before we close. I think everybody's talking about sustainability these days, so going green and so on. The modal shift, you were referring to it. Any plans to use that in your propositions, or is that maybe too early?
Yeah, it's maybe too early to say, but I think the effective, you drive slower, more, you anticipate more. It helps in the end to drive more sustainable. So I think we can use that fact to sell it in a different way.
To use other forms of transportation, to use a bike, for instance, in the Netherlands. Or
Yeah, it's also an option, but it's not a car trip then. But you don't register it. But but maybe in the future.
Okay. I think it's important not to assume that customers are stupid. Like, they know what you're doing when you're saying you should ride a bike instead of driving your car. We sold you car insurance. But yes, you can use connected car data to sort of track how many trees you need to plant to offset. Whether or not you can afford to do that, it's a different matter.
Okay. Biking is different in the Middle East.
The Middle East, obviously, being green and environment friendly is probably, I think it's changing there as well. It's clearly, some time to catch up. But I think, obviously, since we have a large expat population there as well, on a marketing level, on a communication level, these kind of messages can be just as effective. And I believe through embedded incentives, if you drive less, you get a cashback. We can essentially help companies and help the environment to produce less carbon.
Okay. I think we have 1 minute left. So any news that you could share last minute, or shall we close the panel here? You're going to launch in September?
Yeah, September.
You just raised some money.
Very exciting.
Any news from you?
We are in 4 countries now. By same time next year, we would like to present in 8 countries. So we are definitely looking for like-minded underwriters and investors to be part of the journey.
Okay. Then I would like to thank you all. I hope it was a very useful discussion for the audience. If there are any questions, please feel free to drop by our booth. We're next to the show and tell entrance, so all the gentlemen will be present there as well. So if you want to have a chat, feel free to come over. Okay, thank you very much.